Here it is, men. It's Downbeat. Gather round, all ye lovers of the sweet and solid, for another groovy session on the old Downbeat bandstand. Occupying the spotlight position today is another of America's most popular band leaders, Skinny Ennis. Welcome to Downbeat, Skin.
Well, thanks for the welcome, Matt. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think I have some tunes that'll make the gang mighty happy.
As for instance?
Well, as for instance, this arrangement on the mellow side of Just You, Just Me.
Well, hit it, Mr. E. Hit it. That really sent me, Skinny. They weren't playing like that back in the days when you first started out in the dance business.
No, they weren't. We were playing that collegiate jazz then, but we thought it was pretty hot stuff.
And it was, too. Say, that was back in the old Hal Kemp days, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's back in the days when we were roommates at the University of North Carolina. Hal formed the band, and I played drums in it.
And you went with his band in college and stayed with him after college, didn't you, Skin?
That's right. In those dozen or so years I spent with Hal, saw a lot of changes in the band. We sort of grew up together.
And you really grew up into a terrific band, too.
Hey, speaking of terrific, I'd like to play something slightly on that side right now. It's called Holiday for Strings.
We'll take a 48 on that. Let's hear it. Wonderful, Skin. When did you form your own orchestra, by the way?
Well, I'd come out to Hollywood with Hal Kemp's band back in 1937. I was lucky enough to get in a picture called College Swing. After the picture, the band started back east, but I had to stick around for a while. One day I was playing golf with old Bob Hope, not a very famous Bob Hope in those days. He told me I was a sucker not to form my own band. He also said he might have a radio program of his own soon and might need a band.
So you took the advice of Mr. Hope and became a band leader.
Well, that I did, and we opened at the Victor Hugo restaurant in Beverly Hills. When we were only 3 months old, Bob landed that radio show he had talked about, and true to his word, he gave my band the break of being the orchestra on the program. I think you know the rest. I've been with him ever since, except for one time. That was back in 1943.
Now, just a minute, Skin. I don't want to interrupt, but it's about time for you to sing on this show. And after that, we can get back to 1943.
Okay. I'd like to sing a very beautiful number, one of my favorites, called Star Eyes. Star eyes, that to me is what your eyes are. Soft as stars in April skies are. Tell me someday you'll fulfill their promise of a thrill. Star eyes, flashing eyes in which my hopes rise. Let me show you where my heart lies. Let me prove that it adores that loveliness of yours. All my life I felt content to stargaze at the skies. Now I only want to melt the stardust in your eyes. Star eyes, when if ever will my lips know if it's me for whom those eyes glow. Makes no difference where you are, your eyes still hold my wishing star. Oh, star eyes, how lovely you are. Star eyes, when if ever will my lips know if it's me for whom those eyes glow. Makes no difference where you are, your eyes still hold my wishing star. Oh, star eyes, how lovely you are.
Mighty pretty, Skin. Now back to 1943, though. What was it that happened then?
Well, then is when I amazed the radio audience. Bob Hope had made me into such a weak, undernourished, anemic character that no one thought I could pass the physical for the Army.
That's right, Skinny. We didn't think the blood bank had enough corpuscles to make you eligible.
Well, I was eligible. I didn't even have to draw on my account at the blood bank either. I went to the Army, and they finally made me director of the 360th Army Service Forces Band.
But you're back in those old civilian clothes again, I see.
Yeah, back at my old job in front of the band at the end of a lot of Mr. Hope's gags.
Two positions you play mighty well, Skin.
Well, the band would like to play right now. We have an arrangement whipped up of Cole Porter's Begin to Begin. Would you like to hear it?
You bet we would.
And here's the downbeat.
really fine, Skin. And we want to thank you and your band for coming over today to the old Downbeat Bandstand as our special guest.
Well, thank you for inviting us. So long, fellas.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.